What's going on, everyone? It's your boy Savvy, and welcome back to the Savvy Show. And today, your boy went ham on the SCP videos. I recorded a few. I'm already posted two on the channel today. The time of me recording this one. This one I was gonna post it for another day, but a few of you guys were like requesting this one, so it's gonna be 3 uploads in one day. So I hope you guys all enjoyed that. So I'm really intrigued about what this SCP is all about, and I can't wait to dive deep. So this SCP is 2399, the Malfunctioning Destroyer. So I have no idea. I'm going into this blind. To my knowledge, I don't think... Yeah, to my knowledge, I don't think this SCP was in any other SCPs that I reacted to thus far. So, we're going in blind, boys and girls. So, with that being said, if you guys are enjoying my reactions, you guys enjoying the SCP content that I'm dishing out, please remember to stop by and obliterate that like button for me. Smash until it's blue. It means the world. Takes less than a second, and it's 100% free. And if you really do enjoy my content and you look forward to more videos from me, please remember you can stop by the sub button, smash it as well. Man, I make content like this daily. Like today, 3 doses of SCP heat in one day. It ain't gonna stop. The train keeps on pushing. I'd love to have you on the train, man. I don't want you to miss the stop. So stop right now. So make this your time. And also, let me know in the comment section below what you guys thought about this SCP, and also some of the ones that you might want me to cover in the future. Also, I want to say I appreciate all you guys recommending me a lot of other SCPs. It means the world. I'm going to check them all out, but it just takes some time. So bear with me. I'm glad that you're tuning in. And with that all out the way, let's get this show started. Alrighty, SCP-2399, a Malfunctioning Destroyer. Let's get it.
Viewer discretion is advised. While the batteries were launched towards the repair drone, it was destroyed by a shell launched from SCP-2399. Command lost contact with Barrier Unit 45 15 seconds after the initial discharge. Hello everybody, I'm TheRubber. Today we bring you SCP...
I wonder if they're in space at all. Wasn't too sure from that little clip, but they could be in space. That'd be kind of dope. Would be the first space SCP that we dealt with. Well, for me. We're not counting the Site-13, because that was like in different dimensions.
Foundation Keter Class Object SCP-2399. SCP-2399, also known as a Malfunctioning Destroyer, is a massive and complex mechanical structure that is currently located in Jupiter's lower atmosphere. Since its visual discovery in 1963, 2399 has been observed heavily. It is noted for its use of highly advanced antimatter-based weaponry, which it uses to create spatial disruptions and devastating atmospheric...
Literally looks like a spaceship that looks kind of destroyed. Like pieces of it's like floating next to it. What? Wow.
Fluctuations. These events are observable as a large red vortex, commonly known as the Great Red Spot. SCP-2399 appears to be damaged, possibly due to an impact with the Jupiter's rocky moon Io, before coming to rest in its current position. 2399 has been observed releasing multiple small octopoid repair drones in efforts to repair the damage.
Oh my god. This is an SCP? That's crazy.
Will remain near 2399, while others will patrol nearby moons, or venture out deeper into the gases of Jupiter in search of parts that 2399 is missing. Computers estimate that 2399 is at 59% completion, and has been growing at a rate of 0.78% annually. Due to...
When they say grown, is it meaning it's repairing itself? Or like grown as like its knowledge? Or is the ship actually getting bigger? Well, let me rewind it a little bit. Let me hear that again.
99 is missing.
Computers
estimate that or venture out deeper into the gases of Jupiter in search of parts that 2399 is missing.
Okay, yep.
Computers estimate that 2399 is at 59% completion.
Oh, okay. Completion. Getting all his parts together. Okay, back to what it was.
And has been growing at a rate of 0.78% annually. Due to 2399's location and nature, physical means of containment are currently impossible.
Obviously, yeah.
Agents stationed in major observatories are to retrieve and contain footage or images of 2399. At present, False information has thus far been able to completely suppress any knowledge pertaining to 2399 from public awareness. SCP
Damn.
Foundation satellites in orbit around Jupiter are to maintain constant vigilance of 2399's reconstruction efforts and make all attempts to hinder that process if 2399 reaches a minimum of 75% completion.
Damn.
Additionally,
Let me hear that one more
perimeter of
time, though.
long-range SCP Foundation satellites in orbit around Jupiter are to maintain constant vigilance of 2399's reconstruction efforts
Okay.
and make all attempts to hinder that process.
Why though? What is he got cooking up in there, bro? I wonder if the SCP Foundation was the one that attacked this SCP to hinder his development to get to 100%. Why are they stopping his development?
2399 reaches a minimum of 75% completion. Additionally, a perimeter of long-range electromagnetic jamming satellites, known as Barrier Array, have been situated in high Jupiter orbit. Any transmissions intercepted by this array are to be summarily decoded and logged. Despite its damaged state, 2399 seems to possess a limitless power supply, along with advanced electromagnetic shielding,
Wow.
matter-disrupting weaponry, the ability to repair damage done to itself.
But obviously it's taking forever for him to repair himself. But that's pretty crazy. It has that much power.
Precise tracking and targeting system. These abilities were proven when Barrier Unit 53 observed one of 2399's repair drones as it navigated closely to a piece of debris, which was quickly determined to be part of a damaged communications array. Because of the nature of this specific component and the ramifications of allowing 2399 to recover it, it was ordered that Barrier Unit 45 fire upon the drone with its onboard concussion batteries.
Damn.
Batteries were discharged. However, the drone appeared undamaged.
What?
Footage obtained by Barrier Unit 53 shows that while the batteries were launched towards the repair drone, it was destroyed by a shell launched from SCP-2399. Command lost contact with Barrier Unit 45.
Bro, this SCP is pretty dope. Yeah, and them just attacking it now kind of makes me believe that they're the one that made this SCP-2399 in the state that it is now, like looking like the little minions looking for his parts for it to be completed. Probably was like wrecking havoc, and humanity had to step up, or the SCP Foundation had to step up.
Seconds after the initial discharge. In a later video observation, it was found that the abnormal phenomenon of 2399 led to the termination of Barrier Unit 45 by Barrier Units 44, 51, and 55. After this incident, under no circumstances, 2399 was found that the abnormal phenomenon of 2399 led to the termination of Barrier Unit 45 by Barrier Units 44, 51, and 55.
It attacked its allies? Does this SCP have like mind manipulation? What the? All the 3 drones that attacked the 4th drone.
After this incident, under no circumstances were barrier units permitted to further engage either 2399 or drones released by 2399. Due to the large difference in technological advancement between the creator of 2399 and humans, 2399 is currently indestructible.
Bruh.
In theory, 2399 might be left vulnerable by a powerful enough electromagnetic pulse. But unfortunately, this technology does not yet exist.
Then who damaged him? Okay, so if he's like invulnerable right now because his technology is so advanced, then why is he in this state? Because I'm assuming the SCP Foundation did this to them. But it did state that probably a meteor did that out of nowhere. But would that even be strong enough to hurt this SCP to the state it is right now? Like, just get all this information.
Since 1971, SCP-2399 has been receiving an unending stream of electromagnetic-based communications from the Triangulum Galaxy, which is roughly 3 million light-years from Earth. From 1971 to 1985, SCP-2399 continuously received a single encoded message which, through code-breaking and translation efforts, appeared to be a command to repair the damage it incurred upon entering our solar system. After this time,
Oh.
the barrier array was
That's probably the boss. Well, not the boss. The creator of this SCP. Telling it to fix itself. Wow.
established to intercept these messages.
Oh my god.
This coincided with a period of radio silence from the origin of communications until 1996, when a different order began transmitting. The barrier array has prevented 2399 from receiving this command thus far. Below is the addendum written by the director of Barrier Project. We're here to protect those who can't protect themselves from things that they wouldn't even know to protect themselves from. We can't do it all, though. As many things as we've been able to contain, and as many things as we've been able to keep under lock that would threaten to destroy us all, there are still far too many that remain. Whether they are too big, too fast, or too powerful. Any of these things could blink and wipe humanity from existence. The fact that they haven't done so yet.
Was it alluding to those three that could do that? And I believe those are the three I haven't seen yet. I know the one that was to the left was from like the Doctor Who kind of vibe. I remember seeing that in another SCP video, but the other two, they look pretty dope. They're that powerful.
Yet is just luck. SCP-2399, however, is different.
See?
We have little information regarding 2399's motives, origins, and full capabilities.
For real, it's from
space. We do not understand how it is capable of communicating over such large distances, or why those who constructed it, if it was in fact constructed, sent it to us in the first place.
Ooh. I'm assuming that is supposed to be what they think is the creator of it. Interesting. I wonder why he sent it over here. His creation is an SCP. I wonder what he would be, bro. Whoa.
We do not know what would happen if 2399 becomes successful in fully repairing itself, or if part of our array would break down enough to allow a message to get through. We do not know this, so we must assume the worst. Judging by what we have seen, were 2399 to have reached Earth, it would have led to our timely destruction.
I bet.
Sometimes, however, humanity gets a little help. Sometimes something steps in the way of the apocalypse. For us, and for 2399, it was Jupiter. As 2399 began to slow on its approach to Earth, a researcher saw what we've been able to ascertain, that 2399 struck Io, was damaged, and was unable to escape the gravitational pull of Jupiter. Its weapons activated as they were intended, but it was Jupiter that experienced doomsday, not us. Eventually, though,
Damn, Jupiter got wiped out. Well, if there was life on Jupiter, they would experience doomsday, which is mean like they just got wiped out from that blast that he just did. Dang, so this dude really hit a planet. That's why he got in that state. Holy shit. That's crazy.
It's likely that 2399 will resume full functionality and will likely be able to pull away from Jupiter and proceed to its target. As of now, we can keep hurling bombs and EMPs at it all we want, but we have got no indication that any of it will so much as scratch the thing. In fact, much to the contrary, experience dictates it would do nothing at all.
Okay, they're really treating this, and I'm really feeling the vibes that this dude is not even like, it's like a whole nother level of the SCPs. So they're like SCPs, like normal ones, and then this SCP is like a few brackets above them, guys. Like, this could wipe out the world. Like, they don't even know the extent of his powers, and nothing they're throwing out is harming it. Yo, it literally got those damages by hitting a planet. Yo, and it wasn't obliterated. That was just crazy, bro.
If this were to happen now, we would undoubtedly be destroyed. Jupiter has given us time. For now, 2399 will remain there, reassembling itself, while we devise some way to stop it. Like it or not, we are in an arms race with this thing. Our best guesses give us something like 25 years until it is able to hear past our dampening array. Until then, we must seize the opportunity that has been laid before us. We must use the time we have been given and not let it be wasted. So we devised Protocol Legionnaire. One gigantic EMP, powered by God knows what, followed by a volley of nukes big enough to wipe out our civilization 1,000 times over.
They have some like that?
And simple.
Hold up.
Like God knows what.
Let me just hear that one more time.
We must seize the opportunity that has been laid before us. We must use the time we have been given and not let it be wasted.
Okay.
So we devised Protocol Legionnaire.
Legionnaire.
One gigantic EMP powered by God knows what, followed by a
How you going to create an EMP, create an EMP, but you don't know how it's powered by God knows what? Like, did you really create it then? Did SCP create this for you? What the hell? Followed by a volley of nukes?
Volley of nukes big enough to wipe out our civilization 1,000 times over.
Oh my god, this company is just too crazy for me, bro. I feel like they're just pulling this shit out their ass. Like, this is way too much. Way too much, man. A volley of nukes. You know what one nuke could do? A volley of... Oh my god. 1,000 times... No cap. They're playing with fire, bro. And that's an understatement.
Plan and simple, likely futile. Our researchers and researchers around the globe have yet to devise a way to deliver that kind of pulse, let alone a way to power it. There is no indication whatsoever that we will be able to complete Legionnaire on time.
Okay.
Or if it will do what is intended once it is completed.
Okay, it's not completed.
But we must try. We must do something. Even if we have to drain our banks and empty our minds, we must try. Not often do we get a chance to see the swerving bus that will end our lives and step out of the way. Jupiter,
ooh, that was kind of deep.
Has offered us that chance.
Damn.
I suggest we take it. SCP Foundation decided that necessary force would be authorized to destroy or incapacitate SCP-2399. Using Foundation resources, as well as resources from 45 nations, a platform of numerous warheads bearing large amount of MT payloads, and several warheads bearing EMP detonators was launched and placed in orbit around Europa. A few hours later, 15 heads of state ordered the entire payload of Project Gigas to be launched towards 2399.
Did nothing.
Sadly, the operation failed.
Yep.
And 2399 has not been destroyed. Efforts to develop alternative methods of eliminating 2399 are currently underway. Remember to check out my new animation.
Damn, that's it? Okay, bro, this, I'm not even hyping. This probably has the potential, if not, to be the strongest SCP to date. At least to my knowledge of me covering them. Like, I'm just being, like, they don't even know the capabilities. They don't even know how strong this will be if it's fully repaired. They don't even know that. They just know the state that it's in, it could danger humanity. And nothing they could do could harm it whatsoever. Bro, this SCP was way more than I expected. This is up there for me now. Like, wow. Now I have to like rearrange like the top SCPs I have in my head, and like in my, like, I was going to say book, but just in my head about the ones I covered so far. Man, this was a great one. This was a really good one, man. I didn't expect too much out of it. I thought it was just a robotic one, but guys, the first space SCP with vast power and potential that I covered so far. Oh my god, it was great. If you guys enjoyed this reaction and this SCP, please remember to smash that like button before you leave. And also remember to sub to the channel if you're not already part of the family. I make SCP content daily for you guys, so you'll always get that dose of SCP heat. And this is a three bomb today, dropping 3 SCPs in one day, bro. I really hope you guys enjoy it and you guys want to see more in the future. You guys know what to do. So with that all out the way, that concludes the show, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. With